So Heather, I understand there's a life issue you're addressing at the moment.
Oh, yes, I've always been really, really clear I wanted to retire when I was 55 and have time to do things I want to do. And I've planned whole financial planning, my husband as well. He's always been behind me on this. And the superannuation and everything has been structured to retire at 55 and perhaps do some part-time work. And now I've turned 55 and the part-time work isn't there. And I just don't really know what to do.
Gosh, because it sounds like what you're saying is if you start not knowing what you want to do might be an unusual feeling for you, that you're someone who's actually
very unusual.
Very
yes.
skilled at long-term planning,
yes.
and not, you and your husband worked well together on the long-term planning.
Yes.
You've got quite a few of the details of it.
Very, yeah.
Yep, and then, so it's quite an unusual position here.
It's almost unknown. I just don't quite know how to deal with it. Yeah, it's just, I've always known where I'm going.
Right, yeah. So faced with something, quite different.
Quite, yes.
Yeah. I mean, there have been times before when you've had something. You're saying you've always known where you're going, so this is a completely new situation in that sense.
Well, I had malignant breast cancer 8 years ago, and I guess that gave me a big fright. And I had some time then when, obviously, I had to readjust where I thought I was going then. But I seem to have survived that. So that's 9 years ago now. So, and I just thought I was back on track then to actually have my life. And I mean, I have children, and of course you can't always have your plans doing quite what you hope with children.
Right.
So, but this one has been the one that's really been there for me. And I guess that was one of the things about surviving the cancer, was that I could go back on track for where I was going.
Okay, so you've always been a good long-term planner, but it's been a focus for you. But you've certainly dealt with. I mean, a breast cancer is completely unexpected.
Yes.
I guess with children there are always smaller things that you can't
they
control.
don't quite happen the way you hope.
Yeah, but they've kind of gone through. But the sense, and I'm wondering too, with the idea of 55 is one of the things that helped you get through the breast cancer, that
I
helped
think
you
it
get
was.
through the children.
Yeah.
That it's been a.
That was a plan we were moving towards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also talked about, so you actually are 55 now?
Yes, I just turned 55. And I actually turned 55 a month or so ago, and I should have stopped at the end of last term, but I'm carrying on till the end of the year anyway.
Okay, so in a sense you certainly weren't so rigid with it that you came to 55 and stopped.
No, I couldn't have done that. No, I've made the adjustment to go on to the end of the year. But I very shortly got to either make very clear that I'm retiring, give them a chance to replace me.
Oh, okay, so that's been a kind of a temporary decision to go on to the end of the year, where now you're faced with making a more long-term decision.
As to what I do. And I suppose I could just work another year, but I have to say I'm dreading the thought of the February intake. I'm a new entrance teacher. And mostly I love my job. But that first month, when you've got all those new children, it gets rewarding, but it's just so hard, that first 4 weeks or so. So it's quite easy for me to carry on to the end of this year with all the kids I know and have got them house trained and they will do as they're told. But do I actually really want to do it again next year? I mean, one of the things that got me through this year was this is the last time I do it.
Mm. So the retiring at 55 it's partly about that's where you've been looking at, that's the planning, that's what you've been seeing. But it's also, if you're thinking about what you want to be doing with your life at the moment, it isn't just about the long-term planning. It's right now you're not really wanting. Is the part of you that's wanting to go into another year, or?
There's a lot of me wanting to go into another year. If I could magic wand it and not have to go with the first 4 weeks. But I also feel I'm piping out a bit. That it's the next thing I need to do is move towards retirement. And my husband wants me to retire because he says it's not tax effective for me to work any longer.
Can you just tell me a little bit about this piking out? What piking out means?
Well, I can't keep working till I die. Well, hopefully I'm not going to die that soon. But at some point I'm going to have to face doing something else with my life other than teaching. And is it going to be any easier later?
So it's quite interesting. You talk about the thing about the parking out and what you're dealing with. In one sense, I think it sounds as if retiring is the easier option because you don't have to deal with particularly these first 4 weeks. But in another sense, retiring is also the harder option because that involves facing something.
That's right, and making changes.
Making changes.
Yeah. And so I thought I was going to be able to go to part-time. But that was, I can't do part-time new entrants because of the relationship with the children. And the part-time work I thought I was going to get isn't being offered.
So the circumstances around have changed. Yeah.
And I don't have much of a life outside my teaching. My husband's still working full-time.
So if you're kind of thinking about where you're sitting at with this whole decision, there's a sense. It sounds like there's a sense that that's something you should be facing and should be dealing with. Well, where does that should come from? Is there a should that you should be able to deal with change better?
I feel I should be able to deal with anything. I'm not used to not being able to deal with things.
So there's a part of the new feeling is not just having to change a decision, but also feeling like there's something that's hard to manage.
And I don't know where I'm going. I can't sort of see a goal of where I'm going to get. It's
a goal of retirement.
yes.
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah.